Hey everyone, Genome here, coming at you with something new and different on the channel. Wow, who would have thunk that on this channel? But yeah, I had a new idea for a series the other day, and I was just so excited about it, I had to just jump in and do it. I had some other things I wanted to do first, but this had to take precedence. And the idea that came to mind was showing you some of the great TV jingles of all time. There's a lot of songs from our youth in the past that as soon as you hear it, man, it just takes you back to that time. And the selection I chose tonight is possibly my favorite all-time TV tune, and it does. It brings me right back to childhood again when I was a big fan of the show. All for different reasons than really what the show is made for, but we'll get into that. Tonight's song has the benefit of being not only a very memorable TV jingle, it's also a really good song in its own right in its full version, right? So tonight's song, without further ado, is named The Unknown Stuntman, and it's appropriately named because it was the jingle for the TV show The Fall Guy. That's right, the Lee Majors epic, with a few other select folks in there. But good stuff, just good fun 80s kind of programming. And when I was a kid, I had like Fall Guy toys and I think a lunchbox or something like that. And I probably didn't even understand the show, you know, like I watched that, like some other stuff like 18, not really understanding what was going on, but like in the action scenes and the big flying truck and all that, so, and I'm sure my mom liked it for Lee Majors, right, but, so it's an interesting song, as that was written kind of, I think, pretty far before the show was even, like, thought of, so it was kind of a particular happenstance that the subject of the song actually turned into a TV show, right? And it was written by Glenn Larson, Gail Jensen, and Dave Somerville. And believe it or not, the actual tune was sung by Mr. Lee Majors himself. So it's a nice little kind of tidbit, you know, for fans of the show. I mean, his voice is pretty recognizable, but it actually works pretty good in the song. But let's go ahead and get into the song itself, and then I'll talk a little more about it afterwards. But so yeah, this is The Unknown Stuntman, sung by Lee Majors. Let's get into it, shall we? Kind of a standard, C&W kind of intro.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah.
He's been married to Farrah.
I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine.
This whole song is like an innuendo. But it's reverse innuendo.
Somehow they just don't end up as mine.
This song is all about like the stars of the show who don't go through any of the dangerous stuff. They get the girl every time, and he doesn't.
I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do
is watch
my
too.
leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star.
They mentioned like 3 big names: Redford, Eastwood, as far as the men go, and then of course the big jab at Burt Reynolds at the end. Lots of leading ladies.
Much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey,
I love the ending part of this.
burned over Cheryl Teague's
I always remember this line: "Burn Cheryl Teague's, blowing up for Raquel Welch."
Up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, hey.
And he actually falls into hay instead of jumping into hay with the ladies.
Or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
And this is kind of the extent that you get the whole song here, so but you wouldn't normally get on a TV show.
They'll never make me president, but I got the best 'cause ladies, some days I've got 'em as far as the eye can see. Ooh-wee. A morning dive with Jackie Smith.
This last stanza is a complete jab at Burt Reynolds, who was kind of, I think, cheating with Farrah Fawcett on Lee Majors when they were married.
I might fall from a tall building, so Burt Reynolds don't get hurt. I might leave a mighty canyon, so he can kiss and flirt. While that smooth talker's kissing my girl, I'm just kissing dirt. Yes, I'm the lonely stuntman that made a lover out of Bert.
So there is a slice of 80s TV goodness right there, and And I don't know, got me thinking about it. Just that stupid line, it's been in my head for like 40 years, man, or 35, 36 years, whatever it is, how long it's been. And I've always remembered that line, like, I've gotten burned for Cheryl Tiegs and blown up for Raquel Welch. And so I think, for some reason, I think we got mentioned Raquel Welch in one of our live streams, and it just triggered something. It's kind of a Pavlovian response, right? Then I got thinking about the song. It's like, man, that took me back. As soon as I thought about it, it took me back. And it's like, so I just figured maybe it might make an interesting premise for a show to kind of take people back. Because a lot of people might recognize the show, but they really recognize the jingle, because there were some memorable ones back then, you know? So I'm going to go through some of my favorites over time and maybe some really iconic ones too. So let me know if there's something you think you'd be interested in seeing later on. But really, getting back to the song itself, it's just a good song. This is a song that I would listen to on the radio. You know what I mean? It was just, it's clever. It's catchy. It's got a lot of good hooks to it. It just flows, man. It's a good overall song. So, and it was a perfect song for the show itself, right? So, what another vehicle for Lee Majors, coming off $6 Million Man or whatever. But yeah, good stuff. So let me know what you think about the song. Does this song take you back like it takes me back to the more carefree days of the early 80s, you know, where men were men and trucks were big and, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It was one big old good time in these shows back then. They were so ridiculous. The shows were so ridiculous, like Knight Rider and Fall Guy, Airwolf, you know, but they all have really good intros and jingles, by the way. More on those later. But it just, the shows were big and dumb. Even though this one was kind of a funny innuendo, tongue-in-cheek kind of show, just for the fact that it was almost meta in a way, you know. But just good stuff, man. A-Team. Man, I just get the warm fuzzies thinking about all those great times and the carefree days of not thinking too hard on TV shows. So, good stuff there, and maybe, who knows, maybe if I ever get done with Star Trek, I'll review Fall Guy or one of those old 80s shows. But anyway, let me know once again if you like this idea for a new series, and maybe I'll continue on with it. And if not, maybe I'll just add it to my music review series, because a lot of these are just good tunes in their own right. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more review content coming up in the near future, because as you all know, if I can review it, I will do it. All right, well, until next time, this is Genome, just living his life in the throes of nostalgia. Out.